We've got the Aquaman. I feel like we're back to square one. Hillside mystery water leak. We're about to figure it out right now. So I get a call from Donna saying, Jim, I've got a massive problem. I live on a hillside and there's water that's pulling up into my courtyard.
That is so inconvenient.
So when I arrived, I noticed in the front of her house on the street, we got a lot of water here. And look at how much water is flowing. Donna said that just started about 48 hours ago. If you come to the meter, it's not spinning. And the DWP came out and said, Donna, you have no water leak on your property.
That's odd.
We believe the leak could potentially be coming from your upper neighbors. Let's head to the courtyard where she first began seeing the water.
It started here and
Okay.
it's migrating. Because as you can see, this is the lowest point.
Right.
But it's trying now to aim for the next lowest. This is the next lowest.
This is a new low for me too.
And now we're gonna go ahead and dig a hole here, because what I want to start doing is taking some of this water that's pooling in here and sort of relieve the hydrostatic pressure off the main house. She owns all of this property all the way across, so you can imagine this is going to be a big challenge. This here, you guys, used to be a water fountain, but she's had this off for the last 4 or 5 years, she said. I gotta climb all the way to the top of that so I can see what the neighbors look like.
I'd rather die.
Get my workout. This soil is really wet. Look at how high I am, guys. Got a pretty big view up here. I see the neighbor's fence. That's a massive swimming pool. That foundation wall that you see on camera. I'm not seeing any surface water, although the soil looks very moist. The problem with this type of leak detection is that if there's an underground pipe that's leaking, it's gonna create its own channel and it will never surface because the water's always gonna travel in its least path of resistance. So in this case, if there's a massive leak underneath, it created its own tunnel ending up at Donna's house. So that's the challenge with these types of situations. You can see you got a view here, and apparently one of the other neighbors just reported in a community email that they have drained their pool and their pool is automatically filling up and they have no idea why. So all of this can be related, but this is massive. The other thing you have to do is be very careful on how you deal with the neighbors, because if she has damage and they hurry up and fix the pipe and we can't find it, that's going to be a tough thing for her, because now her insurance company is going to want to know what caused the damage. So you've got to treat these types of leak detections very strategically. If not, you could really disrupt the actual insurance claim if there's a coverable loss.
Don't want to spook them.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run a drain camera all the way up towards the hillside, and then what I'm hoping to find is where the water is coming into the pipe, locate that section, and then hopefully track it from there.
Sounds like a plan.
A few moments later.
We can't go any farther because look at the roots inside this area drain.
This is a dead end.
That's how much water is surfacing on this property right here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna head up over to this house up above and check out the front of it so I can see how accessible it is, and I may have to get onto that property and actually talk to them. Just don't know which house is the problem. All right, guys, I'm waiting for the DWP. I made contact with them, put a troubleshoot ticket in, so now it's just a matter of waiting and verifying if in fact this property is the cause of the leak, so stand by. Yep, no movement on the meter after we shut that valve off.
Fingers crossed.
We're still getting plenty of flow here on the street. I'm getting Victor here to dig the hillside so we can try to get to that 4-inch area drain so I can determine on the property where that water is coming in, and that'll take us to that next step. But with the roots, we're having a really tough time. So we're gonna add the balloon, stop the water, and then we're gonna see if it surfaces up on our client's property. What's interesting though and positive here is we checked that courtyard this morning. There's definitely a lot less water, but we're still getting a major flow here. So hopefully there's residual water up inside underneath this hillside, and that's probably what we're dealing with. I was just hoping that it would slow way down now that we have that valve off, but let's go ahead and walk the property and see if we see anything surface up. Could see our courtyard here. Still full of water. But when we drained it earlier today, we looked at the amount of water coming in. It was definitely significantly less. No water surfacing up, guys. I gotta go release that balloon. The head pressure is gonna be insane. It's gonna be like Niagara Falls. Actually wasn't so bad.
That was anticlimactic.
All right, guys, it's been 3 days. The flow is still pretty aggressive. I don't think it's that 1 3/4 line. Obviously, these type of leak detections is a process of elimination, but that hole is filling up, so we're gonna install a second pump to continue to drive this water away from the property. Brought in Dave, kind of as a backup. He definitely needs me here. Shut it off, Dave. Yeah, I don't think I need Dave here. He needs to stick with rats.
He's doing his best.
We don't have an 1.5 inch coupling, so that's pretty good. Good old stucco tape. Round 2. Ooh, I don't know. We're pumping. So the next thing that I'm trying to think about, guys, is 2 massive swimming pools up above. So may have to do a water test to see how much chlorines are in the water to determine if it's a possible swimming pool. Okay, guys, this tape's in hold. So Jim's on his way to the hardware store to go get a stainless steel band.
That was a long shot, I guess.
So my brother mentioned that this leak might be coming from possibility from the swimming pools up above. I'm wondering if he did
Did you really just do that?
tastes a little salty. I don't taste the chlorine in it.
He did it again.
It's salty, you guys. I wonder if they have a saltwater pool because it tastes salty. The other thing that's interesting is the temperature of the water is more on the warmer side than it is the colder side. So let's go check the domestic water and see how cold it is compared to the water that I'm touching here. Oh yeah, this water is way colder than that water coming out of the pipe. Let's taste it. More chlorine taste. That's a more salty taste. I don't know if my brother did these tests here. We are twins. We do a lot of things alike. I don't think so because I'm the smarter twin.
Now that's debatable.
Get one, Jim? Okay, cool. Hey, question for you. Yeah. Did you do a taste test on this water over here? The water coming out of the pipe and the temperature? No. You didn't do that?
Why would I do that?
Okay, come over here real quick.
Why would I do that?
Yes, that's that's what I'm saying.
Feel the temperature of the water, and then I want you to taste it and tell me what it tastes like.
It's actually the warmer.
Right? Okay, now taste it. Doesn't taste salty to you?
Yeah, a little salty. Saltwater pool?
I'm thinking it's a saltwater pool.
Now what?
Okay, so we got our big jetter out here. Let's see if we can open up the line, get these roots out of here.
2,000 years later.
That is so gross.
That's a lot of water, man. A lot of water. Got the camera inside the line. We're in about 73 feet. So now we're gonna go ahead and locate.
It's pretty deep, too.
Is it?
I mean, not super deep, but deeper than you would think for a storm drain. It's 5 feet 6 inches.
Oh, shoot.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Dave, can you pull the camera back a foot? Dave's gonna pull the camera back. Let's see if we get any changes here, and this will verify that this is the,
There it is.
yep, this is the location right here. So we were able to get the jetter hose, we think about 130 feet. So we're gonna measure it out and see how far this thing's going. And then we're gonna put a transmitter on the end of the jetter hose so we can actually get a precise location where it's at. I think we're onto something, guys. It's like way more than 130 feet. Yeah, you guys could see the change of the color of the water. Let's taste this. Let's taste this, you guys.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Weird. Okay, now let's go follow that transmitter. Right here, right underneath this wall. All right, we've got to open that up, guys. This is going to be interesting. I hope this hole will expose it all. Here we go. Dave was testing salts, right? We got here this morning, and look at this. Appears to be salts coming up. This was not here the first day, and it's starting to migrate into all the other areas. Still quite a bit of water flowing, as you can see. This is getting interesting. I hear the jackhammer.
Definitely a jackhammer.
So while the team is jackhammering up that hole, what we've decided to do is take some water samples to a store and get the analysis of the salt content compared to the city water. So let's go do that right now. So the larger cup will be the city water. This will be the salt water.
Come on, gang. Let's get to the lab.
So you can see right here that salt. Come over here, and the ground or the city is 339. Oh yeah, look at this. So again, we come here to salt, and it's at 1575 parts per million. Very interesting.
But what does it mean?
All right, let's see how the excavation's going. Wow. Sir. No pipe yet? No, it's 3 feet deep. All right, so here's the pipe. Thank God we found it. A little nerve-wracking because you never know if you're off 2 feet or so. All right, let me have the Sawzall. Oh, shoot. What the heck is that? Is that a cable or something in there?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. What the heck?
Who put that there?
Put the camera down. You can see all of that debris floating around. So that means our camera's submerged into water. So what we're gonna need to do is raise our camera head above this so we get to that flow. So right here is where I've located where that drain pipe comes through. Looks like water then is coming in from, obviously there's that hillside. This is the least path of resistance, so it's settling here. If there's a breach in that pipe, it's entering into the pipe and then out to the street. So the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna hire a specialized pool leak detection company to come out to that big swimming pool up there, and we gotta verify and rule that out. That's going to be the next step, you guys. Hopefully they let us on their property to perform that test.
There's only one way to find out.
Just to give you a perspective on how much water is flowing, we're about, I don't know, 2 blocks away, and look at the amount of water flowing down this hillside here. All the way down to the storm drain right here. All right, so we're back at the property, guys. This house here where I met the DWP, they came to our client's house the other day and said that their water bill was $15,000.
Now, that's a lot of money.
So I bring the pool guy, and he's saying that he cannot test this swimming pool. So that's a little disappointing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a bucket test here.
I think we're about even.
Now we gotta wait 2 to 4 days to see if the water level drops in that pool versus the bucket, and that's going to determine if that pool is leaking. So stay tuned. Hey, Dave.
So I got a water bill for $15,000. Okay. And it's like, are you shitting me? And my neighbor right over here,
Yeah.
12,000. And I thought, well, I got one for 15. Is my issue somehow connected? I doubt it. So here's what happened. The inspector came out and looked at the meter down here.
And it was spinning.
And it was turning.
So he got a $15,000 water bill, and this client got a $12,000 water bill.
That's more money than I've seen at one time in my life.
So we turned that red valve off, and it stopped running. I mean, spinning, stopped spinning.
Oh yeah, that's major flow.
So
Yeah.
we thought, okay, then it must be from here that way.
So now that we have that line on, look at how fast this thing is spinning.
Very suspicious there.
All right, so now that that valve is off at that other neighbors that we just left, we're gonna now see if this water flow starts to slow down. Hoping it does, but we had a lot of rain over the last couple of days, so we're just gonna have to monitor now the next couple of days.
Several days later.
All right, guys, big day today. We're back here at the swimming pool, and we've got to confirm and verify if this pool is leaking. The pool guy ended up turning on our fill valve, so we lost the tests on the bucket, but we've got the Aquaman. He is a pool leak specialist. That's what we're going to do right now.
Aquaman, swift and powerful monarch of the oceans, with ability to summon and command all creatures of the deep. Aquaman.
He said he wants this bird out. I don't know why, but... And guys, it tastes salty, just like that water coming out of that pipe way down there. So as you can see, we've got Aquaman ready to go. I thought he was just gonna bring his scuba gear and some thong underwear. Thank God he didn't.
I don't want to see that.
So basically what he's doing is he's injecting his leak detection liquid into any possible cracks or around those light fixtures. So he's pulling the drains out that sit at the bottom. This is what aids in circulating through all of the pumps and keeping this pool clean. But those are the suspect areas that could be leaking, so that's why he's focusing on all those.
In like less than a day, all emptied out.
Especially with that.
Oh,
especially with that amount of water.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
And you would have been able to tell from the spa.
So nothing leaking at all.
Yeah, because those two are connected.
This is not good news. We could have swore that that was the issue. So I talked to another pool guy. He says that that infinity pool, or the trough part of the pool, should not be leaking 2 inches or dropping 2 inches. Aquaman says it's normal. We're scratching our heads going, what are we gonna do if this pool, in fact, is not leaking? Oh, man. I feel like we're back to square one.
We're running out of options here.
I think the next step, what I'm thinking, instead of dealing with all the other neighbors that have pools, because they're complicated to deal with, is we go ahead, follow this pipe and do some major excavation just to see if we can see and confirm if the seepage, that amount of water is coming through here somewhere, being that it's just all rock and dirt here. Or do we go to the other neighbors and spend $1,000 per pool to confirm that their pools aren't leaking? That's the question that's going on right now. In the comments, what would you do? Start excavating or go to the neighbors?
One eternity later.
Well, guys, the leak saga continues. Last time David was here, he was suggesting maybe testing all the pools around the neighborhood, but today we're bringing in the city to test the water to determine if it's an underground spring water. So we're waiting for him to show up, and hopefully we can finally get to the bottom of this. What an adventure.
Cross your fingers.
It's been over 3 months now, and this just continues. It's going to be super interesting to see what the city has to say in regards to this particular leak. Here's our leak inspector. Where's that leak, boy? Where's that leak, boy? The guy's running 20 minutes late, but I got off the phone with the client and she's saying, Jimmy, things are starting to slow way down. Come to the courtyard, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's head to the courtyard and see what she's referring to. Definitely drying up, you guys. Remember, we had active water coming from the top of the soil dripping down. Very interesting. She also stated that she's lived here for about 20 years and has never seen this happened before. She's saying the hillside's getting compromised, so check this out. All of this dirt, there's the hillside. She says she's never seen this before. That's why when you have a hillside leak, it is super imperative to get to the bottom of it, so that way the hillside doesn't erode and cause this type of damage. So when you have a hillside leak, you gotta take it serious.
I'm Robert.
Robert, nice to meet you.
Read. Oh, 1981, that's high. That's definitely not our water. There you go, 418.
So what would that mean, Robert?
It's groundwater. Because you have two sources of water. If it was our water, it would be real close to this, to 418. Let me contact the groundwater group, because they have mapping of everywhere where there's groundwater.
If it is natural spring water, does it come and go? How does that work? Because right now she's saying that it's definitely slowed way down.
Okay, so it does come and go because it comes up with natural pressure from underneath. So if the aquifer underneath isn't as full, then the pressure goes down. A natural spring is like a break in the soil from down below, and if it fills,
you got the pressure.
Yeah, you got the natural pressure that comes up.
Beautiful. Thank you for explaining that.
Mystery solved.
A natural spring water. That's going to be interesting, guys, to see and determine and confirm if that is the case, but it's looking like it's an underground natural spring water. 48 hours later, we got confirmation from the city that it is an aquifer underneath that courtyard, guys. Amazing journey this leak has been. Out of my 32 years of experience of doing this, I have never had to go through the process of elimination, and nor have I ever seen so many leaks in a neighborhood. So through this process, we not only solved Donna's, but we also solved all the other neighbors that were having extreme water bills that they had no idea within that 30-day billing cycle. So thanks for following us on this journey, you guys. Leave in the comments below, guys. Maybe there's some things that we should have done in the very beginning. Love to hear your take on it. If you're a pool leak detection company, should that trough have dropped the way it did? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.